What's going on, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and it may seem like just yesterday when HP held that event in February in San Francisco, but believe it or not, it's been several months. But the HP TouchPad is out now. It's available in 16 and 32 gigabyte versions, Wi-Fi for $499 and $599 respectively. And overall, it's nice to see WebOS on a tablet. First WebOS tablet. Now that said, the reviews are kind of mixed on this device. A lot of people are having issues with freezes, random reboots, things like that. I've had some issues in my testing with it as well, and I'm going to show you those, or at least try to show you some of those in the review. Now that said, everything experiences a reboot from time to time. Is it enough to make people go away from the touchpad and from WebOS and go to something else like the Apple iPad 2? We'll find out in the full review. But first, special thanks to our friends at Best Buy. They don't hook us up with tablets, but what they do hook us up with is a lot of cool phones. And if I could pan over my desk, I'd show you stuff like this for use in our One Paw Bandit game. When you go into Best Buy Mobile, you walk out working. They'll help you set up your web, your email, and more. So when you walk out, you're good to go. Enough of that, let's get into the review. Is this the tablet to get, or is it too buggy? So just to go through some of the different programs on the touchpad, just to go through kind of one by one, since this is a relatively new, well, we've never seen it on a tablet, but we haven't seen a WebOS device in a while, period. We'll go through the gallery here and take a look. You can see that the libraries are organized over here by all photos and videos, my touchpad, which I'm assuming, you would think would be pictures from the camera, but there's no native camera application to take pictures. So that's obviously kind of a catch-22. But you can see all the photos and the videos here. You can see the wallpapers. We'll bring those up, and you can scroll from left to right. And again, you can see, like I said, it's pretty quick. When it's not rebooting, there's no issue with the speed, which is what the frustrating thing. You see so much potential in WebOS and so much potential in the hardware, or at least the specs of this tablet, but it just doesn't come together in the end. And you can see down here, this is something I forgot to mention in part one. This is usually, on the phones, this is usually a kind of a capacitive button, which you scroll back and forth on your thumb, and it recognizes your gesture. This is a physical button on the tablet, so something to keep in mind. But then you can see the pictures will just scroll through here, and then once I click on it, I can go back to wallpapers and back to my photos and back to my videos. I can go from there, and it shows date and the images and the number of videos. I can edit if I want to, if I remember it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's pretty. Hey, that's a pretty happening picture. Let's set that as our wallpaper, for example. So we'll come down here. Just kidding. Come down here. And actually, that's not right, because I forgot you have to do it, if I remember right, from the settings. So we'll go over here to screen and lock. And this is where I'm expecting a reset might happen, or some sort of reboot. Change the wallpaper. We'll go over here to wallpapers. And I really liked that wallpaper. So we're going to do that. Make that the official wallpaper. And then we can back out of the gallery. And then the calendar, again, very much optimized for this 9.7-inch display, and it really does a good job. WebOS does a great job with bringing in several different accounts. So you bring in, AIM, you bring in Gmail, you bring in all these different accounts, and you can use those all, in their calendar functionality. So you can see here a new event. So let's just say, Monday from 3 to 4, which is where we're at right now. We'll create a new event. You can see what a new calendar event looks like here, name, location. Very easy and all very clean. Just look at the edges. One thing I'm big on with operating systems, I think a lot of consumers really like fluidity and the way that they look and their aesthetic, the overall appeal and the aesthetic. You can see your nice rounded edges. Overall, it just looks good. They've done a really good job of making WebOS look good and make it easy to use. It's like the anti, or the opposite of iOS. Like, it's another easy to use operating system that's very, very easy to use. Something I could put my mother on or my grandmother on without any issues. So you can see here, I can go to new event, and I can see that by week. I can see it by month if I want to. And then I can load up, and you can see it there, and I can load up either the HP WebOS calendar, I can bring that in, or I can bring in the Old Man McTweety calendar as well. So let's go through some of the menus here just to show you. You can see settings, but let's go back to apps so you can have a look at these and see what comes pre-installed. In addition, you get your memos, you get Quick Office, Adobe Reader, you get Maps, Contacts, phone and video calls, which again, used for when you have that phone connected to the device. Music, photos and videos, Amazon Kindle, Facebook, and YouTube. So you have a couple of different things out of the box. And over here you have your HP app catalog and a couple that I've downloaded, Cape, CNN, Yak Free, USA Today. So we can bring this up just to show you what USA Today looks like. And it's a pretty functional application all in all. So we'll bring it up. Wait for it to load. There we go. And you can scroll over. It's kind of similar to the BBC application on Android, if you're familiar with it, where it has the individual columns and you scroll those from left to right. And actually, let's see here. That's pretty interesting. I saw something about the A380, so we'll do that because I happen to be fan of, I'm a big aviation buff outside of phones. So you can see over here, and I can bring that over if I wanted to read it in full screen. And I can scroll back like that when I'm done. I'll have to go back and read that a little bit later. But you can see applications are pretty functional. I'll go into the app catalog just so you can see what the app catalog looks like, because it's a little bit different on the tablet as opposed to WebOS cell phones, or WebOS smartphones rather. So you can see it's loading, it's thinking, HP's been replaced in place of Palm. Then you have your stuff here. You can go down here by categories, bookmarks, or search, and then you can see up here featured apps, top free. So I like free stuff. I'm sure you do too. So we'll go into free, and then Angry Birds, of course, USA Today, Box for TouchPad, and then, one thing that I really like that is not I haven't seen so far, at least a good application on WebOS, Twitter, a free Twitter client. So we'll open up and see what comes up. See if anything's changed since last week when I looked at this. Topics, no. Twitter topic, no. Spaz for Twitter. Let's try Spaz for Twitter. I haven't seen that one before. I wasn't paying attention earlier. So let's see. Okay, perfect. So let's see. We can do TouchPad compatible. Let's do it. Let's download it. Continue. Just to give you an idea of what. Actually, while it's downloading, you can see the download status is over there, and you can see the screenshots here, the description, your various reviews. You can scroll up and down through those positive or negative reviews, and then over here you can see your compatibility, when it was updated, and your various links over here. And then when it installs, you see up here it says install Spaz for Twitter, and then that'll go away. So it gives you a little notification, then overall positive, negatives, and your star rating. So very clean looking app catalog. Looks good. Again, makes use of that 9.7-inch display and shows you the screenshots as well. So now that we're there, let's load up Spaz just to see what it looks like and see what it looks like in tablet form. Just loading up now. It's thinking about it. There we go. So let's see, continue. And because it's still a phone, it looks like it's not optimized for that tablet screen. So again, it's coming up in this little kind of phone thing, which is kind of creative how they made it look. I don't know if you can see it with a black background, but you can see how they kind of put a phone on the actual tablet and it's displaying on the phone. That's actually pretty creative. And you can see from there, treats it just like a phone within the tablet, which is pretty funny in my opinion. But you can see here, go to favorites, and I can drag apps there. And then here are my settings where you see all my different accounts. And let's load it up, and let me move and double check and see if I have any other accounts on here. So we'll go to add an account, for example, and I'll bring it back as soon as I can. Oh, there we go. So here's our add an account screen. So you can just see all the different options that come out of the box. AIM, Box.net, Dropbox, email account, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, Exchange, MobileMe, Skype, Snapfish, PhotoBucket, Yahoo, and you can find more through the HP App Store. So there's a lot of compatibility out of the box on this device as well. I don't know why I pulled that away. It's not like there's anything secret on there. It's just my old man McTweety and my Facebook account. But you can see here, date and time, device info, exhibition, which is kind of a cool little feature. I can show photos and videos, agenda, and Facebook. And then when I start the exhibition, kind of puts it in a screensaver format, if you will. And so if there's a dock or something you can set it up on, it provides a nice little image there that you can see with the clock. Change it to that one. And when I'm ready to get out of that, I can just click back and migrate out. So you can see here, sounds and ringtones, software manager, just type, settings, system updates, Wi-Fi, and more. So all in all, there's quite a bit in terms of in the settings department. Print manager as well. So you can go in here, and I'm surprised this hasn't crashed yet. Currently, they're in a job. So you can add or remove a printer. You can enter the IP address, give it a name. I do have a printer. It's not a wireless printer. Which I'm assuming is, obviously why it's not coming up, but I don't have any added printers right now. But if I had an IP address and a name for it, I could add that, and then I could print directly from the tablet, which is needless to say, is pretty cool. And then Bluetooth over here, just to show you, turn Bluetooth on, and wait for that to load up so you can see. And then you can add a device, and once you add your Veer, if the Veer is charged, I would add it for you right now so you can see. You can go over here to phone and video calls rather, and bring up, and it's letting me know 20% battery remaining. Bring up the phone, for example. It's thinking. And then you can see Skype, and then I can have Skype out of the box, and I can connect the phone if I have an HP WebOS phone that's capable. So all in all, I love the fact that the WebOS is on a tablet. I love the fact that it's in the marketplace. I can't recommend this tablet though, just because of the number of bugs. Again, working really fast right now. And part of me was kind of hoping you would see a system crash prior to me, ending the video, but of course it never does that, as you know, when you're actually shooting something on camera. So I was actually worried the other day that I wasn't going to make it through the video without the device crashing and having issues. So unfortunately, it's doing it. It's working perfectly right now. That said, I've had over 20 crashes in the week that I've had this. I can't recommend this device in its current form. Perhaps with a system update, perhaps with some changes on that front, some things that make WebOS a little bit more compatible with the hardware. I can recommend it because I love WebOS, and this is a disclaimer to anybody that's watching. I love HP WebOS, or Palm WebOS, whatever you want to call it, but it is HP's product now. So WebOS is great. It's a fantastic operating system. It just needs work to integrate properly with the hardware, and at least right now, the TouchPad, unfortunately, isn't ready for prime time. Much more coverage to come on PhoneDog.com. With the TouchPad, we'll have dogfights and comparisons between other devices on the market, the HTC Flyer, the Galaxy Tab 10.1, and more, just to name a few. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. If you want to win one of these, or want to win an iPad 2, or a Transformer, or anything, some of these other tablets on the market, be sure to check out PhoneDog's greatest tech giveaway ever. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog. Enter the contest, and you could win one of those tablets every Tuesday and every Thursday. Be sure to follow me on Twitter as well. Let me know. Hit me with questions. If you have a TouchPad and it works fine, I'd love to hear from you. PhoneDog_Aaron. And on Facebook at my personal page, Facebook.com/PhoneDogAB. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time with more coverage on the HP TouchPad.